Some of the different distinctives that we see here that can tell us whether or not someone is actually possessed are interesting. We see superhuman strength, right? We see self-harm. There was another encounter that Jesus had when a man said, "Hey, Lord, will you heal my son?" A spirit possesses him and causes him to harm himself, to throw himself into the fire, or trying to drown him, throwing him into the water to destroy him. There's a self-harm aspect here when there's demon possession. Again, a superhuman strength aspect here when there's demon possession. I remember a time when I was working as a mental health worker at the beginning of when I was starting to enter into the ministry and get trained in the ministry as a pastor. And I was working in the Texas Hill Country, and I was at a crisis unit, right? It was a place where people that were either an extreme danger to themselves or someone else would go there for anywhere, from a couple of days up to 14 days, just a crisis center. And they would, see a psychiatrist, psychologist. They would get put on some kind of medication. They'd be hooked up with some type of social worker or somebody who would help them to get plugged into a community, so they would get help and receive help afterward. And there was this guy who was maybe 130 pounds soaking wet. He was probably 5'3", 5'4", like a smaller guy. I mean, probably, and this was a while back, no taller than 5'5", probably, right? And so, smaller guy. And one day, the nurses had to rush in, and there was a couple of different staff workers on shift then that were bigger guys. And this guy was literally banging his head over and over again against this closet that was in the room that held some linens and things. Well, I mean, obviously there was no linens in there because those could be dangerous to someone, but pillows and things like that. And a lot of times those things were just empty. If they were in a room with somebody who was a severe danger to themselves. But he was banging his head up against this cabinet, and then they went in and he started banging his head against the floor. And this is linoleum flooring, so there's concrete literally right underneath there. So basically banging his head against the concrete over and over and over again at hard, you know what I'm saying? Hard, not you know what I'm saying? No, this guy was, and he was completely under control, under the control of something, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just normal, some kind of weird episode. This was an inhabitation. And that's one of the things that I encountered several times in that place, was actual inhabitation of demons. And so not everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because listen, the world is fallen. People get sick. The mind can deteriorate just like the heart can, just like the body does. You know what I'm saying? Muscles deteriorate. The mind can deteriorate as well, or deteriorate. And it can also present itself in certain ways where we find that there's mental illness going on. Not every mental illness is possession, but sometimes it is straight up possession. And I've seen it firsthand. Well, these bigger guys, there was 3 of them, I think, had to go and try to subdue this smaller guy. Mind you, remember, this is a smaller guy. I'm talking, there was somebody in there that was probably almost 300 pounds, 6'4". There was big dudes up in there, you know what I'm saying? Not small guys, big dudes up in there. And they were it took everything that they had, every bit of strength. They came out of there just exhausted, sweating, you know what I'm saying? Breathing all heavy. And they had to go and subdue the guy, hold him down so that the nurse could the nurse could come in with a shot. And they gave him they gave him some Ativan or something to kind of tranquilize him, and just so that his body would finally give up and go to sleep, just to save him from himself. And I think that's even an interesting way to word it, right? Because it's not really saving him from himself, but to kind of save his body from whatever was trying to destroy him. There's some kind of superhuman strength that we deal with when demons are present, that also leads to self-harm in ways that will absolutely destroy someone if not handled correctly. So we have to watch out for those types of things.